In today's Our Region's Business Online Extra, we're taking the pulse of the region in partnership with Schmidt Market Research. Kevin Srigley's back with us to update his bi-weekly survey of consumer confidence across our region. Kevin, how you doing? Good to see you again.
Doing great today. Thank you, Bill, here in the home office, as we all are, but hanging in there.
Absolutely. Welcome to the living room. We're all getting used to this.
That's right.
Yeah, well, you've been reaching out, I would assume, to living rooms and other spaces throughout our region to talk to your panel about, how they're feeling, about where we are. First off, who are you talking to? What's the panel that you're surveying?
Yeah, it's called Pittsburgh Speaks, and it's about 5,000 people around the greater Pittsburgh region. And in both waves, we've had about 600 people respond to our survey. In both cases, we've had those 600 in about 24 to 48 hours. So really good responses again this wave.
Okay, so you've had two cracks at it at this point. You did one a couple of weeks ago, one you just completed. What struck you? What's changed?
So a few things have changed, Bill. Obviously, we moved from kind of the beginning of the virus to really now in the thick of it. We did the second wave April 7th to the 9th, or just before Easter. And one of the things we saw was economic sentiment definitely dropped, way higher still for the local and regional economy in terms of optimism versus the national economy. But we moved for the regional economy from a positive sentiment of about 48% to about 44% in the second wave. And then for the national economy, we saw a drop from about 17% to about 12%. So we are seeing people have a bit glimmer view of the current situation related to their sentiment.
Well, and not surprising. I mean, the unemployment claims were like 6.5 million last week nationwide, on top of 6.5 million the week before. If anything, I'm a little surprised that the sentiment's kind of holding up a little bit in the face of everything everybody's coping with right now.
Yeah, and if you look at the current sentiment from the second wave, Bill, you've got 44% positive sentiment regionally versus 12% nationally. So people clearly more optimistic about the economy here at home than they are for the nation as a whole.
And on their own personal situation as well, do you get a sense that they're relatively stable and not losing hope?
Yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of slippage in terms of people's perspective on the business conditions and employment, but still pretty solid.
Okay, that's encouraging. So that's the now, and you're also trying to test attitudes about where the economy is headed. That was even a little more encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that see a bit of darkness as we move through this. And obviously, when you look at the death toll and the things that we're seeing and the number of people ill, not surprising that we're in the thick of it and people are feeling that. But when we look 6 months out, related to specifically employment, related to overall business conditions, we actually saw some climbs from in the mid 40s to 50 for employment, and in the mid-20s to about 30% positive sentiment for looking forward for the next 6 months. So we are seeing people truly seeing a glimmer of hope and a light, as we say, at the end of the tunnel.
Well, and consumer confidence is so critical to the overall performance of the economy that if folks here are feeling a little better about where we're going to be by the fourth quarter, that hopefully is an encouraging sign for the economy as a whole.
Absolutely. And looking forward, Bill, people are ready to get out of the house. I don't know about you, but I, for one, am ready to get out more, take my daily walks, but ready to get out with friends and family as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, I was struck when you asked people what they're extremely likely or very likely to do. Number one is everybody wants to go out to dinner or to a restaurant, right?
Yeah, we found of the things we asked, about 52% of people were excited to go out to a restaurant, bar, or brewery and have some dinner and drinks with family and friends, followed by shopping, which people are pretty excited about. And thirdly, they wanted to go to the gym. So they're happy to get some exercise. Maybe the home gym is non-existent or less than the gym they're used to. Some people excited to get out to eat, do a little shopping, and get a workout in outside the house.
All right. Well, great to have this snapshot. We look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks, and we'll see how attitudes and perceptions and confidence continues to evolve.
Yeah, and a big thank you to the Schmidt team, who've been a real hardworking group in pulling together the survey. We appreciate all their efforts.
All right. Kevin Srigley from Schmidt Market Research. We thank you so much. I'm Bill Flanagan, and that's today's Online Extra.